And how about this for a start? This is out of bounds. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 18 more yards there and another first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early, because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Into a sea of defenders have intercepted. And the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. This defense for the Broncos, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
On second down, Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. That's complete. It's Okwuegbunam. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Rolling to his left. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
First and goal from the 3. Here's Swift. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. DeAndre Swift with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He'll dump this off to Cook. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Hamler now on the return. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Swift going to try up the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From midfield now, here's Wilson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So this defense come up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball.
And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. But Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
14. Bills, nothing. Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Allen now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up second down. The Bills at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now Allen again. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. The false start backs him up 5, first and 15. Play action. It's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
Behind the sticks here with a second and 15. Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Again, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's fourth down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Now Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
And McManus had a little too much slice on it. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Now, this was a clear day in September. I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And he slings one that's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
From the gun, it's Allen. And a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Terrell Bernard is in on the tackle. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Wilson's throw taken in by Sutton. He's still on his feet.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure, and here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Allen going to throw.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he is going to have a Bills first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Allen's throw is complete.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling, held it to an okay gain.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Third down, here's a run by Moss.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Going deep for Diggs. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. First and 10. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
Moss on the give up the middle.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First down, they stay with Moss on the ground.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll try and run for this with Moss.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They're going to run for it. It's Moss.
Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Bills' drive stalls out on fourth down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Now Wilson on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 81 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to the end zone real fast.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end, because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On third down, Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's Matt Milano firing in from its linebacker position. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
To the air, Allen. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And returning it, here's Hamler.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Swift on the counter. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 97 yards on the ground here for Swift. He's got a first down as well.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
They gashed him in a big way on that last run, and defense fortunate to tackle him on the 2-yard line, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the defense's plan. And that's the one thing the coordinator has to do to make sure the confidence stays high. Okay, sometimes you're going to get a big play.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Javonte Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Christian Harris. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll go up the middle here with Moss. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll go again here with Moss. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves to James.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Moss. 48 yards on the ground for him so far.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The handoff, it's Moss. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line.
At their own 42-yard line.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 42.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be taken at the 10. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. On 2nd down, it's Moss again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Denver, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, shut out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me talk. I'm a time bomb that's waiting to go off. quite nuclear. Amazing what fame could do to you. Too peculiar, although I'm truly a renaissance starter. My mind divine, it take me a lot farther. Growing up, I really had beef with my father. But why bother explaining my feelings? Try harder, but either way they gon' paint you the villain. 8 months with no phone, dog, we aiming for brilliance. High level maintaining the building, we making a killing. Alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas.
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown.
I'm Gonzo, got your best friend hanging out the arm though. Got game like I'm dropping me a console. No, I don't swim, but I give a nah flex. While you there looking depressed, feel to get up in your chest while I soak up my success, getting tokens for your stress. I be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage, acting real soft like my skin coming beige. Gonna step out and with him, girl, you babe. Try to get it out, what you hands on, you ain't dance on. Tell your boyfriend go and put your hands on. Down. The best friend, she went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold. Feel it in your.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gon' give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, shout out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me talk. I'm a time bomb that's waiting to go off. Quite nuclear. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get